There are lots of ways to grow a company, and one of the best ways to grow a company might surprise you, but it's by helping others grow their company. Let me explain. If you consider for a moment the technology industry is built on helping other people build their companies. So the technology company will release something, and then it will invite developers in. And the goal is to show those developers how to use the technology so that they can develop applications, software, hardware, networking devices, accessories to support the technology that's being introduced. But what happens is that also helps the companies that are involved. And those companies go to work developing these tools, these resources, this understanding of this new release from the technology company. Now, a couple of things happen when that takes place. The first thing is the technology company essentially is evangelizing about the benefits of its product, but it's also helping the developer do the same. And the developer then realizes that, hey, there's a great advantage to me in promoting this product, in building our new applications around it, in introducing it to our clients, and the cumulative effect is extraordinary. This is what we call building an ecosystem. And every entrepreneur can do this. You don't have to be a big, huge technology company. Every entrepreneur can do this. For example, imagine that you're an entrepreneur and you offer makeup. Well, there are people who know how to apply makeup really well. Well, it would make sense to invite those people in to showcase your product and help them understand how to effectively apply the makeup product. Well, what are they going to do? They're going to use it with their clients. They're going to recommend the various solutions that you've provided to their clients. When someone's getting married, they're going to use that makeup. When someone's doing a photo shoot, they're going to use that makeup. And another key component might be going to industries, for example, where makeup is a key component, and convincing them to use it in those industries. So, for example, a makeup company might go to the creative community, Broadway, off-Broadway, local productions, film, television. You see how this works. You're helping those other enterprises succeed. And the result will be that there will be an expansion of your product into the marketplace. Everyone becomes interdependent, and this is what we call an ecosystem. Entrepreneurs who are very good at this create a movement for their products and services. And you can do the same by looking at the people out there that you know who could benefit from your product and service. So I was recently sitting down with an entrepreneur and coaching this entrepreneur on some of the next steps in the business. And I realized as we were talking that there's another client of mine that would be a very good fit to work with this entrepreneur. And then as I left the meeting, I realized there were several others that could be great partners in this whole process. So what happens essentially is one person starts a business, another person comes in and helps that person with that business, and they help themselves at the same time. Everyone is helping clients at the same time, and they become interdependent, and they begin to understand how to succeed together. It is a powerful concept. A lot of entrepreneurs do not think this through, and they think, well, I don't have a lot to give, so why would I talk to someone about giving them something? And they won't realize that in taking this step, they're helping others succeed, but they're really helping themselves succeed. We used to talk about this phrase called embedded base in technology. It was very common in media. And the idea was, how many subscribers do you have? How many people are using your product? Well, What that really meant not only was end users, but how dependent is the marketplace on your product or service. Well, every entrepreneur can figure out the various networks in their marketplace that they can service. If you start to think about who your client is, who can help that client, who can evangelize for you, how many different categories. Apple, for example, would focus on the creative community, and then it would focus on the education community. And those communities became very strong advocates of Apple products, even when the company was really struggling. And frankly, those communities didn't want to see partnerships with IBM, didn't want to see the company fail. They looked at this Apple product as being their own unique, creative tool and loved it for that reason. And I believe that it was the investment in a particular community, in several communities, that made a significant difference to Apple's turnaround and its ultimate success and growth as one of the more dominant companies of this era. If you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to figure out what some of the next steps are for you, it's important to make those individual sales, but it's also important to let the marketplace know who you are, what you stand for, and how to use your product and service. And if they don't understand your product and service, they should certainly understand your subject matter. They should understand why this particular idea is important. Why is this focus, this subject, this issue important that you have built a product and service around? When you start to educate people about that, support them in their own efforts, help their own businesses grow, your business is going to grow. It's called creating an ecosystem, and you should go to work right now on doing that. If you like this tip, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. Share it with someone in your network, someone that needs to develop an ecosystem and part of your ecosystem, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more here. I'll see you next time.